You know, the world could always use more heroes.
What's going on, everybody? How are you all out there? This is episode 16 of Overcast. I'm Frosty. As always, the man to the side of me right here, Chris Matrix Overwatch. How are you, man?
Hi. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 16 of the Overcast. We have a lot of stuff to cover today, but you know what? I love you guys in the pre-show. It's just so much fun.
Yes, it was a lot of fun.
Like, all the little nuances and stuff that we catch, like whether it's the music or whether it's gameplay or whether it's just like shooting the crap. It's always fun. Anyways, I'm Chris Matrix, and as always, good old Frosty. I never can remember.
Figure out which way you're gonna point.
He's
right?
over there. All right, so we got it. We're good to go. So, what have you been up to the last couple of weeks since we last had a real get-together?
You know me. Just I'm that boring school kind of guy that's just hanging out, going to classes, the good old law school stuff. Other than that, just prepping for BlizzCon, really, helping my wife to get her cosplay done, and trying to arrange stuff and travel and all that. It's going to be a lot of work driving all the way from Alabama.
Yeah, you guys are driving one heck of a way just to come to Anaheim. Like,
we did it last year. We're going to do it again. So.
I'm fortunate enough to where I live just like an hour away, so I could just hop in my car, calm before the storm, just and then just sleep.
That's what happens when you have a big cosplay. You just have to drive. There's like no alternative. So if we would have lived back out west, still it would have been great. But oh well.
It is what it is. I've been doing a lot of BlizzCon prep too. Mostly just networking with people, getting to arrange some meetups with some people that I'm really looking forward to getting to talk to. Some for the first time in person, and preparing for closed beta. I mean, come on, guys. We are, 4 days away? 3 days away? Closed beta's here, guys. Like, holy crap.
I need to set off the klaxon. Can I find a klaxon sound? I should have just done this before the show. But there needs to be, like, alarms going off. I mean, come on. I mean, dude, I'm going to do it right now.
At midnight on the 27th, my phone's just going to go off and be like, the world could always use more heroes.
So, yes. Before we go too far, I just want to make sure everybody remembers that you can follow us on Twitter at Overcast Show, our blog page with our show notes, links to our YouTube and everything else at theovercastshow.blogspot.com, and this show and many others at frozenfoxradio.com. Check out our Facebook page, and also you can listen to the audio version of this podcast if you're not here for the stream. Yeah, that's on iTunes or on Podbean, if you know what Podbean is.
And shout out to you guys who have been tuning in either on iTunes or Podbean or even on YouTube every week. The numbers have been looking pretty good, so we're happy, and that motivates us just to make an even better show for you guys. So keep tuning in. I hope you guys do. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. The guys who tune into the live casts every week too, you guys are outstanding. Love seeing you guys there in the chat.
Yeah, shout out to the chat room, and shout out to all of you guys, because it's all of you that make the show great. Attending and interacting with us and everything like that. And we love to just do the show because we love the game, but we love to interact with the community. And we love that we've been able to interact with you, especially on Twitter a lot more too. Like, it seems like our Twitter has been blowing up, and we love it. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I actually had to turn my phone off because the Twitter was just kind of like going, and it was coming through on the mic. So I was like, that's just, we'll turn it off for now.
Red alert.
But anyways, back to the point. Beta.
Oh
my gosh, guys, this is like, Blizzard just made me look like a darn fool. When I said, we won't hear anything about beta until at least BlizzCon. Then literally 2 days later. Come on, guys. Like, you got to make me look that bad. I love you guys, but come on.
I'm your curse, honestly. Like, when it comes to like the other show, like when I'm on the Worgen's Hell every week, and we're always like let's do this news. We'll do the news. And literally like an hour or a day after any podcast we record, no matter what day of the week it was, sometimes we were like flipping around depending on what day of the week it was. No matter what it was the next day they would release this huge drop of news, and we'd have to wait all week to come back around to it. So
like Hellfire Citadel.
Yeah.
We just talked about something else yesterday.
We just said the next content patch was months away. What's going on? So yeah, so the beta dropped, and it was crazy because it just came out of nowhere. I didn't expect. I think you had me convinced that it wasn't going to happen, and
I was convinced it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, like their biggest, their exclusive convention for the year. Why wouldn't they announce it there? But no, they're just like, we'll just throw it out there. Why not? And there was actually a little bit of controversy behind it too, with it only being exclusive to the Americas at first. But
and
it was either yesterday or the day before, where they were like, oh, by the way, we got all our testing done in EU. Guess what, EU? You get it now. So please don't kill us.
Yeah, and everyone. Which seems to be a lot of the fan base. It seems to be in Europe, and a lot of them breathe a gigantic sigh of relief. And I guess Koala, if he's in chat, I guess a lot of people aren't going to be staying at his house now. They don't have to come over.
Yeah, right. There's not going to be an Overwatch boot camp at Koala's house anymore.
Yep.
So sad.
It will be a closed beta, though. It's not going to be open beta, so we're going to have closed. And in between that, sometimes we're going to have what I guess we could just call stress test weekends, it sounds like. And yeah, that's I guess it'll be kind of like they'll have the normals, and then we'll just throw all the just open the floodgates and just trash the servers.
Yeah, definitely. But you know what? The Aussies aren't going to be too happy because they're not going to get it.
Oh, that's true.
They're oceanic, and so I guess Koala will still have a few people, and they'll probably bring some koalas as tribute. Oh. But yes, guys, so October 27th, that's this Tuesday, Americas and Europe, closed beta is happening. So remember all those times where we said, hey, go to your Battle.net profiles and flag yourself for beta.
We warned you.
We told you 15 times now.
Yes. We if you didn't get in, and it's because you didn't sign up, we told you so. We're just going to say it right now. And to go along with the beta, they not only did they drop the beta, but they dropped this awesome event where we had a beta preview stream. So
yep.
I've got it playing right now. You can see a little bit of it. So we got Elohim and it's Haley, right? Is that what they just call her for short, just Haley? So
Haley.
We got both of them sitting there at Blizz playing the game for 2 hours or something like that. I think it was supposed to go like a 90 minutes, and then they went an extra 30 minutes in the end. And we got to see a new map. We got to see a whole bunch of stuff that we didn't even know about. And yeah, it was exciting.
And that's basically what we're going to be talking about today. A lot of the takeaways that we got from these beta streams, the features that are in the game, in the build now, as we saw in the beta preview stream, which... You never know. Everything is subject to change. It could have changed before the 27th. You never know.
You never know.
But one of the new things is, of course, the new map, Dorado. Yeah.
Called it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. That just falls into the whole Junkrat and Roadhog type deal with the big bank robbery and all that fun stuff.
Yep. And one team gets to start in the vault, actually, so that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. And it's really interesting to see a lot of the artwork that Blizzard is doing and the amount of detail they're going in just to the backdrops. I mean, we were talking about before the show how Blizzard does a lot of really good things with music. Well, they do a lot of great things with art too. I mean, you can see here on the beta preview stream that's going up right now, there's just so much intricate work that's going into this. And this is beta. We're not even near release yet, guys, and this game already looks so clean, so polished. I am way too excited for this.
If any of you were in the Heroes of the Storm beta or even the Tech Alpha, how from Tech Alpha, I was there from day one, and how just from then to the beta, the game changed so drastically. Like I can only imagine what it went like internally from from what we didn't even see from like their day one to when they got to show us stuff, and then from when we were getting to play it till release. We're going to see this game evolve even more. But the evolution we saw brought a lot of exciting changes and a lot of interesting things. One of the big things was what everybody was kind of wondering about. They mentioned what sprays and dyes were going to be part of this.
Yes, I'm really excited for this. I mean, with the sprays and dyes coming in, they didn't say anything about skins. They didn't say jack about skins. They mentioned specifically sprays and dyes. So the way I'm thinking, because of the experience and leveling system that is going to be in the game for your heroes, that's how you're going to unlock your sprays and your dyes, not with a payment model or like microtransactions, what have you, which may kind of give a hint as to what the business model might be.
Yeah,
we don't know. Nothing is confirmed, but
it's a very strong hint, though, right? Like, if they don't say skins, that immediately, and things like just small things like sprays and dyes, just to me says it's going to be a buy and play. That's all. That's what I think.
Well, we all know Blizzard.
We all know Blizzard. That's true.
We all know they change things on a whim. They're just like, yeah, sprays and dyes. Then next week they could be like, oh look, all these custom skins and weapon skins and stickers and and crates. They haven't said any of that, by the way. Don't let me mislead you. Please do not let me mislead you on that one. But it's just an example of this is what it is right now. We're not even in beta yet. Granted, we're 3-4 days away, but we're not there yet. Things are always subject to change because this closed beta is going to be more like a classic beta where people are in there, people are testing the game, giving their feedback, finding bugs, finding ways to break the game. People who are getting into this beta who, guess what, nobody knows yet. Blizzard has been so,
very tight-lipped about it.
Very tight-lipped about it. Like, even all the major streamers, like Elohim, Haley, all the other majors like Summit, Lyric, all of them, they don't know.
Yep, they don't know.
They're just like, maybe we're playing on Tuesday. We don't know.
And the last thing... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was saying, and the last thing that I thought is, what if they're just deceiving us too? What if they just said, don't say skins?
Yeah.
It could all be deception for all we know, and that would be fine because it's Blizz and they can just do however they want. They have us in the cup of their hand right now, the palm of their hand.
Yeah, and hell, I love the skins in Heroes of the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, crap, when Lieutenant Morales came out, I bought the apothecaries. I bought the whole damn bundle. I mean, I can't tell you.
I was
how
there.
much
I saw it.
Yeah, I literally cannot tell you how much money I've dropped on Heroes of the Storm. It is well into the triple digits now. But that's the advantage of a free-to-play game with microtransactions is you can buy what you want. But a pay to play, you just get everything for one flat rate. I mean, it's we don't know, but from what we've seen and from what we've been told, it looks like it might go towards a buy to play model, which I'm happy with.
Yeah, I'm down with that. And
I got no problem with that.
We're hearing in the chat, somebody did point out, and it's been kind of a big rumor that's growing, that the Los Muertos graffiti was possibly a new hero.
Yep.
We don't know. I was trying to look at the pictures that I have to see where he'd fit in, and there's like the chem suit guy, the biohazard guy. Maybe he's I don't know. I'm not going to just officially attach it to anybody, but maybe he could be it. Who knows? Who knows what it is? We just don't know. But
well, what if he's like some guy that's not even there yet, and he's just like some big lucha libre type guy who runs around just punching everything and doing body slams.
Oh my gosh, that would be so awesome. and for dyes or anything like that, for him would work great because you could just reskin him and you wouldn't even have a skin because it would just change the color of his luchador mask or something.
Exactly, like his luchador mask and his jumpsuit and all that. Dude, you have no idea how funny that would be. That would be so cool.
that would be fantastic. What about the voting for players after the match?
That actually looks really sick. I mean, not only does it do most kills or most damage done, but it also does it for healing, objective time, things like that. And that's something that I think Blizzard took a lot, and I mean a lot of time on. And that's specifically because they recognize that, in FPS games, KDA isn't everything.
Hmm.
It really isn't. I mean, when you're playing an objective-based team game, you know, the person with the highest skills doesn't often have the most impact on the match.
Yep.
I mean, the person who's on the payload constantly, keeping it moving, suppressing enemies and keeping them away so the team can ultimately complete the objective makes it, and not only that, but being able to showcase them there at the end of the match for that, I think is a step in the right direction when it comes to Overwatch as a whole.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting to think. I was thinking back to like my Battlefield days and how it might not leave the charts at the end of the game, but me and my friends, we were the objective capturers, I guess you could say. We're that team, and you might not be getting all the kills, but you're going around winning the game. And to be able to reward players or have them recognize the end of the game is great for doing something other than just killing. And it goes great with the change of the scoreboard and everything like that. And
yes.
Plus, it also is another one of those things that can possibly decrease the toxicity in there. We talk about toxicity a lot in gaming nowadays, but to be able to go at the end of the match and say, hey, yeah, you did a great job, and vote for them.
Yeah, I agree completely. And with the whole chatting thing too, another thing we wanted to talk about was voice testing. Blizzard is going to have, with the Overwatch beta, we don't know if it's going to be precisely at launch, but it's going to be there, Battle.net voice chat for in-game. Right now it's only going to be exclusively for Overwatch. That being said, they said it was Battle.net voice chat, not Overwatch voice chat, which kind of leads people to assume or maybe think, get the gears turned a little bit in their head that, okay, well, this is probably going to be for future titles too, like Heroes, StarCraft, things of that nature, which I'm really looking forward to.
Wouldn't you love to have it in Heroes finally and just be like, hey, take this lane, or I'm going to do this, or let's do this, instead of just pinging, because pinging sometimes, it's like 50-50, right? If somebody's going to even see the ping or understand it.
Yeah, because pinging and trying to type at the same time while you're trying to move at times 2 or 3 different characters on the map, it doesn't work too well. We'll just put it that way.
And you can see how critical in those beta preview streams, how critical the voice chat was. And so this is a great chance to try it.
Definitely communicating. And it's one of those ways and one of those little things. I'm pretty sure Blizzard's been working on this a long time now too, because I mean, we're already in a latency-based environment being online, and voice chat's just going to add to that. But them not only integrating it with the game and not having us, have to use Mumble or TeamSpeak or Discord or anything of that nature is going to make connecting to people in your games just so much easier.
Yeah, I think there's this rumor out there, I don't know, there's nothing established, of course, that Vivox is part of the crew behind this, so that might be outsourced to them. And they've done Guild Wars 2 and I think Elder Scrolls Online and some other huge games. And if that's how it's going to work, that's great, because they need the help they can get. I mean, everybody that's played WoW knows how completely awful that voice chat system was. It was horrible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. So let's just leave it in the past and hope this works. And it's great that we're going to get to beta test it. There's going to be people in there that can say, do this, fix this. This is the problems we're having, and hopefully by the time they launch, they can launch Overwatch and Battle.net voice chat, and both will be great things.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Anything Blizzard puts out generally is a solid product. I mean, they've had their blunders, don't get me wrong, but they've worked and improved on them immensely. And that kind of move, speaking of improving and growing on things, I kind of want to segue that into the big esports announcement.
Oh yes.
That Blizzard made very recently, just a few days ago. They announced that the former CEO of ESPN, Steve Bornstein, and the co-founder of MLG, or Major League Gaming, Mike Sepso, are going to lead Activision Blizzard's new esports division. What?
It-
Holy crap, guys! Like this is an unprecedented move by any company.
Mhm.
I mean, you're bringing in people who are former leads of major, major networks. Like
Yeah.
the former CEO of ESPN,
Just say
the
like,
biggest sports network in the world.
and the NFL Network, who you could say is arguably the biggest and most profitable, direct sports network there is. I don't think NBA or NHL TV come anywhere close to that.
No, no, especially in the States. And then the co-founder of MLG, Sepso, like
Yeah. What?
what? What? Like, how much money are you spending, Blizzard? I want to know.
But what a
I-
great
I
time for them to
really
do
wanna
this.
know.
What a
I
great
mean-
time for them to do this right now. Like Overwatch is on the upswing. Heroes
Mhm.
is getting great publicity. Hearthstone's getting great publicity. This could be a resurgence even higher for StarCraft, especially with Legacy of the Void launching.
It really could not have been a better time to throw two great people into this mix. I mean, Bornstein and Sepso are two of the biggest names when it comes to sports broadcasting, whether it be esports, NFL,
Yep.
any sport really. Boom, like his name is on it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He had a hand in it, and ever since StarCraft, it started its boom in the late '90s and grew into the massive sport it is. I mean, StarCraft was the national sport in Korea for a
Yes.
very long time. League
Yes.
of Legends is now starting to take that over, and Heroes is starting to dip their foot in the pool.
hmm
Overwatch is next in line, and it is going to be amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
when you get top talent, not just in the nation, but in the world,
Yeah. This is
in
massive.
to head your new division, guys, come on.
I said it last night on the Morgan's How, that give it a few years, and I could see either like the championships at BlizzCon or something with the connections these guys have and the marketing these guys have. They could possibly be broadcast on like a broadcast network.
Oh yeah, like Heroes of the Dorm.
Yeah.
That was broadcast on ESPN, and
Yeah.
it had amazing viewership. I mean, it may have been better online because that's where we generally find all of our media, but even on ESPN showed pretty good numbers, which
Mhm.
I watched it on ESPN. I have
So did
a
I.
big 72-inch flipping TV, sitting in my living room. I watched it on that. I was just sitting back, and I was like, "We've made it, boys.
Yep.
We've made it."
Just imagine a couple years from now if you could sit down and flip on like ABC, and ABC Sports presents the Blizzard World Finals of all these games. Overwatch.
Sponsored by
whatever.
Bud Light.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know if they could have the same sponsors as like a lot of other tournaments, because who's gonna know what BenQ is on national TV?
Give it a few years.
Give it a few years.
Just
Yeah.
give it a few years. And
With
we'll
these
be good to go.
with these two guys on it, the sky's the limit.
Mhm. Now, kind of moving on from that a little bit, we did something a little interesting this week, didn't we, Bryce?
Yeah, we kind of got the tables turned on us.
Right?
And so instead of us talking a whole lot and asking questions of each other, we were asked a bunch of questions together.
Yes.
And that was from the Realm Maintenance Podcast. I don't know how many people out there already know of the Realm Maintenance Podcast, but it is a fantastic podcast. And Ro, who does that, he's an amazing guy. He sits and pulls together information from pretty much every Blizzard podcast that I know of, and even outside of Blizzard. He establishes a list of those on his website, which is realm-maintenance.com, where you can check out that. The podcast directory, he does a weekly roundup of all these shows every week, and this guy is awesome. But he's reaching out to us right before BlizzCon, and he said, "Hey, do you want to be on the show and talk about Overcast?" And so we said, "Sure." And so we got to spill our guts about Overcast and what we like about Overwatch, what we're looking forward to for BlizzCon, and it was a great interview. I had a lot of fun. How about you? Did you have a lot of fun doing that?
It was interesting doing it in a different environment where we're pre-recording everything
That's true.
instead of doing it in a live setting like we normally do. I was just kind of like, oh, well, this is kind of different. We had a few technical difficulties at the beginning where, of course, everything is on the internet, so latency based. We had some issues, getting the recording done.
I'll raise my hand. It was my fault.
Bright House.
Stupid Bright House. At least I'm not in AT&T U-verse. I'll take it.
Oh,
That was my only other choice here.
Yeah, that's why I live in California. Anyway, but no, it was really fun. It was kind of interesting having the tables turned and having questions asked of us instead of us, kind of just sitting down having a conversation and asking each other those questions.
Yep.
So I had a blast doing it. I mean, it was, it only took us about, maybe 45 minutes,
Yeah.
To run through the whole thing, but I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the podcast will be up on the 27th, coincidentally, the day the beta starts.
Hey!
So look for us on the Realm podcast that day. It's going to be exciting, and you can hear my robot voice, I guess, from Bright House.
It only happened a couple of times, and it
Spon-
wasn't even really discernible.
Yeah, sponsored by
we'll
Bright
be
House,
all
right? No,
Yep,
but go but go and check it out, though. I mean, and check out the Realm podcast anyway, because every week Ro does a fantastic job about spotlighting podcasts in the community. And
for sure.
shall we roll on to Calm Before the Storm? This is where
Yeah,
we're gonna have the
guys.
tables turned on us again, kind of. I mean, our first real live in-person event. So at BlizzCon, we'll be at Calm Before the Storm / World of Podcasts. That's going to be the Thursday night before BlizzCon. And it is going to be a whole lot of fun. There's going to be lots and lots of podcasts there. We are the Overwatch representatives, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. We're pretty much going to be one of the last people to present that night too, right?
We are one of the last. We're going to be at 10:15 p.m. And I'm not exactly sure what room it's going to be in because I don't know the layout yet. But they will.
It is at the Anaheim Hilton, though.
It is at the Anaheim
Hilton.
Hilton.
Be aware of that. And then directly following that, we're going to be in the tap room, doing a meet and greet from 10:30 to 11.
Yep.
Right after, immediately following our presentation there at World of Podcasts at Come Before the Storm. So make sure you come. Come say hi. Want to take a selfie? Hey, I'm down. Are you?
And we might have some swag to give away.
Yes, we might be throwing out a little bit of a Overcast / Overwatch swag. So come by, say hi.
Yeah, just come
Shoot
meet
the
us.
crap. I know I'll be going out and having dinner afterwards too. If you want to come along, people who haven't been to California, I'm going to In-N-Out. Now's your time.
In-N-Out is
Get that double-double.
it is the bomb, animal style.
Double animal style with some animal style fries and chocolate shake.
Oh yes, oh yes.
And also at BlizzCon, I'm going to be doing periscoping. I don't know about you, Frosty, but I did set up my Periscope account. If you follow me on Twitter, you can find it right here in my video frame. Matrix Overwatch, right, kind of there-ish. I'll be streaming from the event. If I find other podcasters or if I find people from the community, I'm gonna, be like, hey, can you give me like 10 minutes of your time? We can do a Periscope and I can ask you some questions.
There you
Koala, I'm looking for you. I am looking for you, Ro. I am looking for you too. And I know what you guys look like. I know you know what I look like, and I will be hunting you.
Yes, and I guess that'll be just kind of random, so look for the Twitter out throughout the day. I'll make sure I get it out on the Overcast Twitter as well. And hopefully, when you pack everybody into the convention center, the internet goes kind of wonky, so that's the only probably limitation on that, I would assume. But during the parties and stuff like that, I think it'll be free reign, and that's probably where you're going to run into some of these people. So.
Yeah, and I haven't really confirmed for any parties yet. But you'll see me around.
Yep.
I got nothing better to do when I'm in Anaheim for the weekend.
Yeah, there you go.
Wowhead, Curse, all them. You'll see us there.
All the partying,
You'll
all the
see me
partying.
there. Yeah, Frosty does most of the partying. I'm the one who's like, okay, it's 10 o'clock, bedtime, let's go.
Yeah, I'm the one that's like, I'm gonna just go until like 2, 3 a.m. All right, let's go back over to IHOP and have late like second dinner. And then fall asleep and wake up the next day at like 7 a.m. to do it all over. I'm awful.
I-
I'm awful when it does that, but I love it. I love it. BlizzCon is my time of the year when I can do it, so I take full advantage. And
I didn't see this in our show notes, but we have a giveaway.
we do have a giveaway. It actually is there.
Woo!
Our show notes are really, really long this week, but yes.
Yes.
And speaking of BlizzCon, we do have a giveaway, and we are going to be giving away 2 virtual tickets. So if you don't already have a ticket to BlizzCon, if you're not going to be going in person, or if you're going to be going in person and not being able to get inside the event, hey, this is your chance to get a virtual ticket. If you can't go, the virtual ticket is so great because not only can you watch the events live as they unfold, you can also watch them for weeks to come after the event. And so you just go to our Twitter page at Overcast Show, our pinned tweet right now. You just make sure you're following us if you're not already, and then retweet that tweet. We're going to give away 2 winners. Both of them will be announced at midnight, October 27th, to celebrate not only BlizzCon, but the start of the beta. So
Yeah, I just retweeted it, but don't worry, I'm not eligible since I'm part of the cast, and I'll actually physically be there. So just got to get the word out a little more, you know. Gotta love it.
Gotta get that signal boost out there.
Always.
So there we go. I think that brings us really to the end. If we have any Ask Overcast this week, and we're always looking for your questions. On Twitter, you can ask us with hashtag AskOvercast. You can send an email to askovercast@gmail.com even if you want. You can just tweet at us with a question. Chat, if you have any questions, let us know while I go through this little spiel. But we always want your questions. We want to interact with you. We want to know what you want to know about Overwatch or about Overcast or about me. I'll tell you right now, I like to barbecue. There you go.
I know you've been up since 3 a.m. doing a brisket.
I love it.
3 a.m.
You got to baby that thing. It's the labor of love.
3 a.m. That's 1 a.m. my time. You know what I was doing at 1 a.m.? I was asleep. Like normal people. Oh, wait, we're gamers. Never mind.
Yeah,
It's like prime time for
that
us.
is normal for us. That is normal.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Time 2, sheep. Time 3. We're good to go.
I don't see any submitted questions for the week right now, and I don't see any in chat right now. So let's just go ahead and roll to the end. So
Yeah, go ahead.
next episode, we have it scheduled for, because BlizzCon would be our normal weekend to do it, our next episode is slotted for the 14th of November. Maybe even, in between there, we might have some audio segments that we can record and throw up, or some videos that we record together at BlizzCon. We'll just have to see about that. But their next official show, November 14th, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, right here on Twitch. If we are lucky enough to get into the beta, we want to proceed with our plans that we've said before, moving to weekly content, hopefully. And, and along with the weekly content, if we do those shows, we want you to join the stream, and then we want to play with you if you're in the beta. So we want to do this in community events.
I'll be streaming fairly consistently, when I'm not at work, over the weekends and stuff, like after show. I'll do like a post-show stream either here on Overcast Show or on my channel, Matrix Overwatch. And we'll have a freaking blast.
Yeah, so keep those fingers crossed. We hope that all of you get in the beta, and we hope that we get in the beta. Because if we don't get in the beta, we're going to just be analyzing your streams and talking about what you did in the game. But that's fine, because we want to hear your experiences. And the good thing about the beta, like I said before, is that we'll get the patch notes, etc., and we'll learn a lot more about the game as more people get their hands on it. So there we go. So remember to follow us on Twitter at Overcast Show, our blog page with our link to YouTube and all of our show notes and everything else, theovercastshow.blogspot.com. Go check out frozenfoxradio.com, our parent studio. You can find this, all of our other podcasts, and we're going to have some new podcasts after BlizzCon that'll be popping up. If you're interested in those, go and check them out and listen to the audio version of this. And if you are, thank you on iTunes or Podbean, and leave us a fantastic review. We would love to hear from you about what you think about the show. I think that brings us to the very, very end. Again, wow, beta, craziness, like mind-blowing. The potential of how many of us could possibly be playing in, less than 3 days now? So, craziness. But thank you.
It's going to be awesome, guys. And thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Guys tuning in live at the Twitch chat.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. You guys are always awesome. Everybody who downloads our podcast on iTunes, Podbean, or watches it on YouTube. Thank you guys again so much. The Reddit community, you guys are awesome as always.
Yep.
And we will talk to you guys next time. And until next time, I'm Chris Matrix.
And I'm Frosty.
Stay awesome, Gotham.
Catch you later.
You know, the world could always use more heroes.